Good evening and welcome to the Ask Me Anything session of the Tucson Macintosh User Group in September 2025. So, has anybody got a question?
I've actually
Well,
got
I
one
guess we're
for
done here.
Roger. Hey, Roger, pursuant to your lunch talk today, when you had the Wi-Fi problem on Tahoe, was it right after an install?
Yeah, well, first I had the problem on beta 8 and then beta 9. And I thought surely when I installed 26.0 it will work. It did not.
What Wi-Fi problem did you have?
I didn't have any Wi-Fi. It said, I was connected, but
But it wasn't working.
it wasn't working.
How
But
How
much,
then,
was how
how
was
long
my
did you,
how was my audio?
Loud.
Okay.
5 by 5.
how about, and it worked later.
yeah, so about 10 minutes later I checked it again and it started working and it's working now.
So I've got a suggestion. Um, I had the same problem on beta 9, and there was a thread on Reddit. And this guy pops up and he said, please pin my post to the top of the thread. And this was from macOS beta, or it might have been iOS beta. He said, after a big install like the 26s, there are processes that need to run. And if you plug your device in, if it's a laptop, iPad, iPhone, etc., those processes will run much faster. If you don't, they will run, but your machine will run hotter and slower, and it might take a couple of days for all that stuff to get cleaned up. I mean, I was surprised at the couple of days. I figured we're talking an hour or something. But, and because everybody was complaining in the beta thread that when they first installed iOS 26, their machine was really hot. It was sluggish. They were getting terrible battery life. Well, mysteriously, two or 3 days later, the problem went away. So, and Apple even issued a support statement last week, which I found really interesting. But they didn't really tell us the plug-in part. The workaround is just plug your device in, leave it plugged in for a couple hours, and you may be good to go.
Actually, you don't even need a couple of hours, usually 20 to 30 minutes.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, if you remember back I don't know if this was just the beta versions, um, when you install the new an upgrade, you'd get a pop-up. Don't touch your computer for 20 minutes while it optimizes.
Well, boy, that's an old one.
Okay. But that's still the same case. So like when I
Yeah,
installed Tahoe last week, I did it on an external drive. I installed it. We right before I went to bed the next morning, it had
that's what I
time
did.
to do its thing and everything was flawless. I was amazed at how fast it was.
Yeah, I was using overnight installs for the first ones. Now, subsequent updates seem to be faster,
Yeah.
but that first update of iOS 26 or Tahoe takes forever because it's giant, right? And it's really changing out a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, it went
So,
from 20 gigabytes down to 8 for an upgrade.
wow, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, the first install I think of iPad was like 16 or 18. And then the second, as you go up to beta 8 or 9, they were like 7 or 8 gigabytes.
Okay, well, that helps. I won't need to mention it later during the accessibility minute, but Apple did put out that support statement, which I thought was pretty unusual. Um, I mean, it would have been my old group that would have done something like that. You know, it would have been my job as the OS guy to put that thing out. So I paid particular attention to it. And like, it makes sense, I guess, if you think about it. But even with these newer phones, they run that much faster, more efficiently plugged in.
Well, this was on Tahoe and I did the overnight update.
Oh, you
So it
still
had,
did the overnight update.
yeah, I had plenty of
Oh,
Mm.
okay.
time to optimize, but first time I used it this morning, um, it
That's
didn't have any
weird.
Wi-Fi.
Okay.
That's odd. Yeah, I haven't had any issues with Wi-Fi on mine.
I only saw it the one time. But sometimes when I reboot this M1, it takes me a while to get the wireless keyboard. I'm typing my password and it doesn't get all the letters,
Yeah, you
and
have to tap it and then wait a second or two. I've noticed that as well.
yeah, so something between it's even the Bluetooth and maybe the Wi-Fi is a little spotty there in the beginning. But if it was overnight and you woke it up,
I
Yeah,
read
I get that whenever I restart my computer, so it's not necessarily just a beta.
well, does the airport work trick still work? Where you turn on the airport stuff and it shuts off Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, and then you turn it off and it brings them back on?
I haven't had a need to try that. 'Cause I know like when I have the Apple Bluetooth keyboard and after a reboot, I have to once I get the login screen, I gotta wait about 5 seconds or so, and then I can start typing. If I type too soon, it doesn't see the keyboard.
Yeah.
I've been reading on the web. My guy over in England had an article about how the Mac boots up now, and he said that when you go at the place where we ordinarily would be able to type in our password right away, you need to wait a couple seconds because OS is off doing a couple of other cleanup operations before it pays any attention to you.
I have that problem on Sequoia.
Yeah, and it's even more noticeable on the M series because every time you reboot an M series, it resets the SMC. I don't know if you were
Oh,
aware of that, Chris.
no, I wasn't. It just
Yeah,
clears it as a matter of course.
as a matter of course, every time you turn your machine on.
Is
As
it a
part of this,
restart or a shutdown that it does it?
I believe it starts it on shutdown and verifies it on boot.
So a restart wouldn't necessarily do it though.
I believe it does as well.
Crazy.
So
Jerry, is that an article you could share with us on?
that's over at Howard Oakley's, Jerry.
Yeah, it's from Howard Oakley, and it's just a couple of 3 days ago, and I read it and said, "Oh, I understand," and blew it away. But if you go on his site and look for how a Mac boots, it'll be an article that was up there for the last maybe in the last 2 or 3 days ago.
And it's OAKLEY.
No, it's eclecticlight.co. Let me put his link
Oh, cool.
in the chat. It'll be easier.
Yeah.
Chat. And there goes. Excellent, excellent website, but he's very techie.
Oh
I
yeah.
love his riddles on the weekends.
Right.
I've solved probably 5% of them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yes, that's it.
Yeah, I would call this a morning read.
This guy's a real heavy hitter.
Yeah, and he has some really good software on there. One of the things is he has an app called Silent Night. You might like it, Chris. What it does, it goes through all the back end stuff that Apple installs, and if they're not up to date, it'll install it for you. So, like after I installed Tahoe, I noticed that Gatekeeper, XPC, and some other things were not up to date. So I launched that and did all the updates.
Yeah. I did a presentation on a couple of years ago or so on Silent Night, and I use it
Oh,
pretty much every week.
I have a vague memory of it. Interesting. Well, it seems kind of weird in this day and age that we'd get those pauses for Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, if that in fact is what's going on.
What was this business on about installing Tahoe, and it automatically installing FileGuard. What is it? FileGuard? No, they was the what was the thing on your hard disk? What's it called?
I'm not sure what you're talking about, Tommy.
On what
You
it,
mean the encryption?
yes, the encryption
File vault.
file vault,
No, it's still an option.
but not according to not according to a string on the tidbits
Oh, really?
talk.
But file vault on the M series chip is kind of a misnomer. Um, all your drives, okay, the drives on an M series use an encrypted chip built into the T2. And when you turn File Vault on, all it does is changes how the boot sequence is, and it changes the encryption key. It doesn't re-encrypt your drive. So if you have an Intel and you turn File Vault on, it could take up to 4 hours to encrypt your drive, even with solid state. With the M series and you turn it on File Vault, it takes 20 seconds and it says your drive's encrypted. There is no way it could encrypt 2 terabytes of data in 20 seconds. It's just not human or machine possible. So it just changes the encryption algorithm.
Well,
Yeah.
what they were saying was if you don't have File Vault installed, or if you have it off, they will do it. They will enable it automatically when you install Tahoe. And
Yeah, mine is enabled.
Yeah, and it lets you turn it off. So it's not, has an option to turn it off. So I can't imagine it turns it on by default.
Yeah.
No, I did turn it on.
One of the things I did notice on one of my machines, I have a 2018 Mac Mini that I have Sonoma on it because I can't run Sequoia due to some software incompatibilities with network drives. It does not show the update to Sonoma that came out. My only option was to update to Sequoia. I actually had to go to the App Store, download the full installer on a different machine, and then run it.
Yeah, my file vault's on too.
Mine's on because I turned it on a while ago.
I took the default on installation, and when I got my new machine, and that was to have File Vault on. I had not run it before, but it has run flawlessly. So I think they have some pretty good understanding of what needs to be done.
Yeah, as I said, with File Vault on the M series or with the T2 chip only encrypts the driver for your drive, does not encrypt all the data. So the data that's there is encrypted anyway, and with File Vault off, somebody could, at Apple, has the right equipment, can take the data off your drive. With File Vault on, they can't do that, and it's only people at Apple that would have access to that data.
Uh-huh.
So even just turning on a firmware password is good enough security on the new machines.
Okay, that answered the question. Wow, that's amazing.
It is, isn't it? Compared to
come-
where it came from.
Yeah, they come a long way since way back when.
Back when we got real folders in System 3, and you could put a folder inside a folder for the first time.
Right.
Or remember to try out new software. You had to sign NDAs and join Appleseed.
Yeah.
I had to be interviewed by somebody at Apple in Cupertino in order to join the beta program. That was the good old days.
Yep.
Yeah, they had one person that did them all.
Yeah. Anybody else have any questions, concerns, needs?
Has anybody started using the Maven from Small Cube?
I haven't. Tommy, I got a question for you. When you say you're looking to archive your mail, if everything is up in IMAP, it's on your computer plus up on a server somewhere. So what are you trying to do with your mail that's different than
Well,
just
remember when by mistake once I deleted my inbox, and you came and helped me bring it back.
yeah. Yeah, we had to do that offline because you were IMAP and you deleted files that you needed. I remember that.
So
Not an easy task.
no, it was very difficult, and then a lot of memory went into it. So if something happens to my email today, if I go to Time Machine and lost an attachment, I know where it is. I can find it. But for losing an email or losing an email box, for some sort of like that, I can't find. I was thinking of something simpler.
Yeah, the app that I used to use was called Mail Steward, and its only purpose is to archive email. And I looked at some of the other software that you had mentioned. They just seem clunky.
I found quite a few of them, but one of them told me that one of the things that Maven, which I'm using now, because I would like to use the tags that Small Cubed that I used heavily before they eliminated what was the plugins. But one of the things, it's still in beta, but and they do not allow Apple scripts yet, and that's what one of the mail archiver, when they wrote back, said they couldn't do it until Maven resolves the access to Apple script.
Is that the one by Small Cube?
Yes.
Yeah, they haven't been supported properly in like 5 years.
No, this is a new.
Did they come out with a new version finally?
They came out with it, and now it's in beta. And this guy, who is very much involved in it, is the guy who writes the Take Control books.
Okay.
He
Oh
advertised.
yeah, they changed the name of it called Mail Maven now.
Yeah.
To me that looks like just an email client.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So how is that archiving your data? You can
No,
still
no,
delete stuff with that.
No. That is what I am using as an email client instead of Apple Mail, so I can I use it as an email client so I can use tags.
Okay, one of the things, if you want to look for a really good email program, one that I've used for years now is called EM Client. And the nice thing about it is they have an iOS version as well. And they were
Can you tag?
I believe, let me go to their website. I don't have it installed right now because I was cleaning out my machine. They were the first email program that let you use Apple Mail, use iCloud, and it syncs your addresses, your contacts, everything in your mail.
What is it called? EM?
EM Client. Let me go. There's forums and tags. Yeah, you could tag emails with it. And I don't know what is Mail Maven? Is it free or does it cost anything?
No, it costs.
EM Client's free for personal use, which I really like.
I'm down to I think $45 a year.
Yeah.
They had different programs if you were a customer of Small Cubed. If you-
Yeah, you might want to check out EM Client. It's a very, very clean email program.
Okay, I'll do that.
You know, I'm back to using Apple Mail because it's just convenient for me.
Well, I used I was very happy with the tags, but they were a plugin.
Yeah.
I have a question that is going to let you know how far back I am or how far behind the power curve. I have never used FaceTime, but I have reconnected recently with a person from my past, and he runs Mac, and we would like to be able to chat with one another. And it looks like FaceTime would be the thing to use. Um, is that so? And if so, I have his email address. He has mine. What do we do to get into contact on FaceTime?
And do you want to do FaceTime audio or FaceTime video?
Yes, all
Both. So easiest way to add him into your contacts.
done.
Okay, open up his contact card,
Yeah,
and up on top you'll see icons for phone call messages and stuff like that.
right.
Click on the one that says if you want video, there's a video icon. You click on that.
Ah, okay.
That'll start a FaceTime video. If you click on the telephone, it'll ask you whether you want to do FaceTime audio or regular phone call. I have a friend of mine in Michigan that has such terrible cell service that we use FaceTime audio all the time.
Yeah. Okay. He's in Ann Arbor, so he has pretty good uh, internet connection, and I figured we'd
Yeah.
just go video all the way. I haven't
Mm,
laid eyes on photons that emanated from his face for about 50 years, so this will be a, a strange and wonderful thing. Of course, I look much different than I did back then too.
You know, the one thing that you have to just make sure of, Jerry, is that you launch FaceTime by itself one time and sign in.
I'm sorry, say again?
Just launch FaceTime on your computer and
Yes.
sign in.
Ah, okay.
And then once you do that, everything else will be automatic.
Okay, great. Thank you. That's exactly what I needed to know.
And if you have problems, email me or text me or whatever. I can walk you through it.
Okay.
And
Thanks.
Kevin, there's also the clicking on the camera icon in a regular phone call, right?
Yes. Yeah, if you're on a regular phone call, you could switch over to FaceTime, which has been handy at times.
Yeah, in that call screen, Jerry, there'll be a little movie camera thingy icon, and you just click on that, and it'll say, "Do you want to switch to FaceTime?"
Ah,
When did
okay.
it start? With what iPhone? I have iPhone 15. Would it be an iPhone 15?
Oh yeah, it started in like iPhone 7 or 8, 6
Oh,
maybe even.
great. Didn't know that that existed. Great.
Tommy, did you need the address for EM client?
You're muted. Tommy, you're muted.
I don't know if he's talking to us or somebody else.
Yeah.
I think he's answering your question.
And who is Laura and Alexis? I see a first name only.
I believe Laura is Laura Steckman. She just sent in a request.
All right.
And Alexis, I think we've seen her before.
She
No
attends
pun
every
intended.
Hi,
meeting.
this is Alexis.
What's
Hi
your
there.
last name, Alexis?
I am the producer of the Gopher Gazette.
If you are able, if you're on a Mac, please change your name to full first and last.
Okay, I'll get there.
The producer
you.
of what? I didn't hear that.
Roger Harmon's Gopher Gazette.
Ah,
Oh, okay.
I didn't know he had a producer. Stepping up in the world, Roger.
I couldn't do it alone.
Hey, Tony.
Yeah.
Hello.
Kevin, there's one more thing on FaceTime you might want to mention about sometimes when you start on your phone, if you get close to like your desktop, it may want to switch.
Yeah, not me. When you get too close, it does switch, especially if you're using AirPods.
No, I would do all on my Mac.
But yeah, then on the Mac, it's easy. Just sign into FaceTime the first time, use your contacts to do that. The one thing that's odd is my friend that we use FaceTime audio for, if he doesn't answer his call, I get his voicemail. We have no idea how he could retrieve his voicemail from FaceTime.
Huh.
So
You
if
can
anybody
leave an
has
audio message with FaceTime, right? I mean, you
Yeah,
can
well-
leave a video message,
well, you leave a voicemail if they don't answer.
right?
And so how did he get that voicemail?
Through the FaceTime app, I think, isn't it?
I don't know.
That's what I've seen.
Because we don't use the app, we just use the phones. I have him in my favorite as FaceTime audio. And he does the same thing for me.
Mhm.
So you got to have your Mac set up to do calls, right? Because some people turn it off if they don't want all their devices ringing.
Well, if you're using FaceTime only on your Mac, you're only signed in on your Mac. You don't sign in on the other devices. And that's why you would use your contact book.
It's network anyway. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
I thought the FaceTime question would be kind of trivial and simple and so forth, but we've talked a long time about it.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, Jerry, the first week FaceTime came out, I used it with a couple of friends of mine at Apple and one of my friends in Vegas. And since then, I don't think I've used FaceTime video at all.
Uh-huh.
It's just something that I guess kids are into more.
I find it depends on the friend. Some friends use it consistently all the time,
Uh-huh.
and others wouldn't touch it.
Yeah.
Well, I've got this Apple Studio display, which I absolutely love. And I'd like to at least, as I say, lay eyes on photons that emanated from his face nowadays, at least once. So we may switch back to audio.
Yeah, I
Well,
priced out the Mac Studio I want with the displays I want. My car costs less,
Yeah, yeah, I'm not surprised.
like 26 the grand before taxes.
Oh,
How many displays and which displays?
Two of the 32-inch 6K displays.
oh, okay.
If you're gonna dream, might as well dream big.
Well,
Right.
true, very true.
Couldn't agree
Yeah.
more.
I have fairly regular FaceTime video calls with my sister, who is much older than me, and
She was
with
born in
my
the
cousin.
1800s.
Sometimes that's how I feel when I was born, and also with our cousin Diane, who now is the matriarch of the family. And Jerry, it can work. Once you get them started, it can work, and you just set up the time and date for the second, third, and fourth video call, and it'll be nice.
Yeah, I have the feeling it really will, because I have so much trouble seeing things now. I got to raise my font size is so large that it's a real pain in the butt to switch back and forth from the display to the keyboard to the display to the keyboard. And
Sounds like you need two of the 32-inch 6K displays, Jerry.
how about a new cornea that doesn't take over my immune system? That's
As we're talking about kids these days, and they use FaceTime video.
Yeah.
A fact that came out in the September event was that, and I hope I'm not stepping on Tony's feet here, that in the last year, 500 billion selfies have been taken on iPhone.
Wow.
I just can't get I didn't catch it the first time around. And 2 days later, I was saying, wow, 3 billion selfies in a year? That's tremendous. And now it's
It is.
500 billion.
I think
And I thought, when's the last time I took a selfie? So I go into iPhoto and go to selfies, and there were 3. And Melissa took one of them.
yeah, I think about all the magnetic storage or all the storage that we're tying up with those things and wonder if it's a good decision for our culture, for our humanity.
Are we talking about data centers now?
Yeah, kind of, sort of.
I don't know. Times they are a changing.
Yep.
Well, if you look at my background, you'll see a recent picture from, hi, Laura. Nice to see you. A recent picture I took last week from Chiricahua National Monument. It was a wonderful photographic experience. And I want to thank Roger for helping make it much easier. And his presentation tonight will kind of tell you why. But I'm not going to go any further than that.
Is that what your desktop picture is behind you?
This is my green screen image.
Yes, but
And that's Chiricahua National Monument.
yeah.
And that is south of Wilcox. It's about an hour and a half from my home.
Uh-huh.
And that day I had to take Gretchen to the airport. She unfortunately was going to Minneapolis to attend the funeral of a beloved cousin.
Um,
And of course, her plane took off at 5:44 a.m. So I set the alarm for 3 and woke up at 2 and go, oh, I'm not going to go back to sleep now, am I? Got her there on time, made sure she got through security. Well, I'm up. I might as well go to Chiricahua National Monument because I want to be there either for the morning light or for sunset.
Right.
But I really don't want to drive home an hour and a half after dark if I don't have to. So when I finally got home, I was darn tired.
Did you see many rattlesnakes?
No rattlesnakes, but I saw a couple families of coatimundi.
Oh,
those
I
are
saw
cool.
a wild tom turkey crossing the street, and he was looking at me like, "Hey, I'm crossing here. You wait for me."
right.
And a Mexican blue jay landed on the top edge of my car door. What do you got for me? You're supposed to be feeding me.
Yeah, rid of those peanuts.
They're real moochers.
They're real moochers. Well, I've taken up enough time. Are there any questions for the group here?
When we went down to Chiricahua last time, we went up to the top, drove up to the top, and probably saw 24 rattlesnakes. They were all around us. I mean, it's just you take a step and then you look before you take another step and so forth. It was quite an experience.
Wow.
I drove up to the top, and I probably shouldn't have looked at the sign giving the elevation of 6,900 feet.
Oh, that's not that bad.
Well, for me, I guess the air is a little thinner up here.
It's like going up to Mount Washington up in Maine.
Oh yeah,
New
no,
Hampshire.
Mount
Yeah.
Washington is in New Hampshire.
New Hampshire.
Is it? Yeah, I guess.
It is.
I used to live up there, and yeah.
So did
all right,
we.
it's Arcadia. It's in Arcadia National Park, which is by Bar Harbor.
Must be a different
I've been to
mountain.
Mount Washington. There's
Mount Washington is in the White Mountains
Right.
of
of New Hampshire.
New
They've got a
Hampshire.
cog railway that goes up that you can
That's
ride
right.
up there.
Maybe
And
it's
I-
not Mount Washington that I'm thinking of.
And I walked up there from Pinkham Notch one summer as a camper, and we went all the way up to the top of Mount Washington.
I'm thinking about Cadillac Mountain.
No, okay.
That
Okay.
one is, let's see, how high is that?
Well, Kevin's looking that up. Are there any like real questions? Lee,
Yeah.
what's your question?
Well, I've decided that I'm going to take all my 8mm video recordings from many, many years ago, and 8mm and Super 8mm films that were made by my father and my grandfather, and convert them to MP3s. I've already had that done, or I'm in the process of doing them all. I also want to transfer some micro cassette recordings that I made that long ago. And I'm just wondering if, because of the quality, I certainly don't need Final Cut Pro or whatever, but I wonder if you have any recommendations as to software that I could use for editing, for color balancing, for these videos, and also for enhancing and cleaning up the audios from all from all those years ago. Someone at Apple had suggested GarageBand. Another one that I saw on YouTube recommended Audacity, and of course I haven't gotten into iMovie yet, so I just wondered if anybody had that experience.
If you already have them digitized, I would try GarageBand for audio and iMovie for video.
Yeah, GarageBand is very powerful. Audacity is easier to use.
For video, what about some of like the Video Pros AI or Topaz has a video enhancer?
Topaz?
Yeah. I know they do here you go, their website.
It's called Video AI.
Yeah. I have Gigapixel and Photo AI. But yeah, a Video AI.
I
It's
see
not
it.
cheap,
It's in
though.
the App Store.
So I mean it's $300, but it'll go through the video and clean everything up better than you manually trying to do it with iMovie or Final Cut or anything like that.
Okay.
You also might try DaVinci Resolve, which is free, and it does color correction. It does audio cleanup with AI.
Doesn't
Lee?
the DaVinci Resolve have a free tier?
Yeah, it's free.
What happened here?
And they have a pro tier, which costs money, but the free tier is going to do everything you need to do.
Okay. DaVinci
DaVinci Resolve. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Black Magic, which is really cool.
Hey, Lee,
Yes.
I'm in the process of doing the same thing. I didn't start yet, but a friend of mine has just gone to the University of Arizona, and they have what's called the Wildcat Memory Lab.
Yeah.
They have all the equipment you need there, and they'll give you instructions, and they have a lot of good equipment. I haven't been there, but just an idea. I'm planning on going there next week. But you can use it in a space available. Apparently, that it's really easy to go in and use.
Well, that's something I could consider. I'm not in Arizona. I'm actually in Wisconsin, but we're
Oh,
planning on taking a trip out to Arizona and spending 4 to 6 weeks out there. I have to find an Airbnb or someplace that we can stay. So we'll be driving out somewhere around March or April. I want it to coincide with the book fair at the University of Arizona in Tucson.
well, if you look up, I just looked it up here. It says Wildcat's Memory Lab documentation. I think if you look it up, you might be able to find something on there. Or and if I go this next week, next meeting, I'll let you know what I think about it.
I'd appreciate it.
And
Thank
my
you.
understanding is you have to have a reservation.
That's correct.
Well, I figured I better do this before they deteriorate any further than they already have.
Right.
I have an input on Lee's project, and that is that I was considering doing exactly the same thing. And it's one thing to get all of the wonderful software, and if you can get free, you think you're doing a good job. But what happens is that, at least in my case, I ran out of gumption long before I ran out of drive to get things done. And if I had it all to do again, I would find a way to do a reasonably good economic job of throwing money at the conversion process, at least part of the conversion process, that people would have a company that I could send stuff to. I think Kurt sent a bunch of stuff away when he was digitizing, and to me, it's the right trade-off to do that.
Yeah,
Kurt, if I remember correctly, wasn't there a company that did a showing at our Mac meeting? This is going back probably 10 years when we were in that one big room at the hospital that had a box where you put everything in a single box for like 20 or 30 bucks,
Right.
and they digitize everything.
Right.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name anymore, and they sent back CDs with this stuff on it. So I'm sure that they come back on thumb drives now. But the results were really good. And with the CDs or DVDs, I guess they were, I was able to make copies and send them off to our 3 daughters so that everybody's got copies of all these photos, which are yellowing in boxes, and now they're captured and are not going to deteriorate any further.
Yeah.
If you think of the name of the service, I'd like to know. I've seen something advertised on television. I think they call it Memory Box.
Could be.
That might have been the same. It sounds familiar. Or Legacy Box.
Legacy Box. That's right. That's what it was.
And yeah, I remember they did something at our meeting, and you mail them, and they showed the boxes, and they had one size for like $20, another size for $30.
Right.
And whatever you could fit in the box, they would do. It wasn't a $10 for 100 videos or a per device thing. But that was a long time ago.
They do slides, they do actual photos, and then I guess they do what was it, Super 8, the magnetic film that went in some of the cameras back then. They do something.
I think that's a good use of your time, Lee.
Yeah. Well, I have films and recordings of my daughter when she was, from the time she was born up until the time she was about 12 or 13.
Wow.
And she's never seen them. She is not aware that they exist. And she'll be 40 next year. And I think
sounds like a Christmas present to me.
I thought she might enjoy that.
What a gift.
You bet.
Yeah, I'd forgotten that I'd even taken them, actually. I ran across them quite by accident.
Right.
And I had forgotten about what she had looked like and really what she had sounded like from all those years ago. It was a worthwhile endeavor, apparently.
I'm
Uh,
envious.
my that was my first video camera. Was a Canon. This is before Sony came out with their video cameras. Not long before, but it was before then, and it was the beginning of this. I think they call it High 8, and yeah. And then I remembered afterwards. Now, after having had that experience, my dad and my mom were going to go on a trip. They were going to go on a cruise to Alaska. And my father thought it'd be a great idea to get a new video camera. He got a Sony. I suggest a Handycam. I suggested that he not only read the instructions, but he try it out a few times before he went on the trip. Well, no. I've had an 8mm camera. I know how to use a camera. We have he turned off the camera when he was actually aiming it at things, and he accidentally turned it on when he thought he was turning it off when he hung it over his shoulder. So we've got a lot of pictures of people's feet while he was on the cruise and walking. We know he got a lot of steps in, but I have no idea what or where he went. So
Why do
try the equipment out before you do something serious.
And if you tried to explain to him back then, at one point you're going to have a video camera so small it'll fit in your pocket, they would have laughed you. They would have put you in a straitjacket.
Yes, exactly. What a brilliant idea to put a video camera or a regular camera in a phone.
Yeah.
It was kind of disastrous for my business, but it was a good idea. I was a portrait photographer, so there you go. Thank you.
Has anybody tried the live caption feature in iOS 26?
No, haven't gotten around to it yet.
It's awkward to turn on.
No, is it?
Yeah, at least I find it. You have to use 2 fingers on the AirPods and hold them in, and it's like I'm not used to that.
Yeah.
That's the live translation.
Diane has her hand up.
Hi, guys. I need to get over this hurdle. I had a financial situation recently, and they sent me the final documents. And I got to the page, and it said download. So I downloaded. Well, it put them all together and made a zip file. And nothing I tried would open that zip file. So, of course, I had to leave them thinking I never saw a computer before. What am I missing? I did things like that.
Did you download it on your Mac or on an iPad?
Both.
On the Mac, all you need to do is double click on it, and
It wouldn't open it.
Unzip.
No, it says, "Oh, we can't open that."
Is it a zip or is it a 7-zip?
Well, I am pretty sure it said just zip.
There's an application that you can get called Better Zip. I think they have a free trial. And I use that instead of the built-in compression software that Apple has. You may want to try that.
I downloaded a couple things, and none of those would do it, and I just got frustrated. I did find a way to get what I wanted, but it's not a mystery about zip, so I can't figure out what I did wrong.
Right.
Probably nothing.
It could be the file is corrupt.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Okay. I like that one.
Right.
I run into that quite frequently.
Well, I won't tell them that, but thank you.
Anybody else have any questions?
Well, this looks like a great time to take our 10-minute break before our general meeting at 7 o'clock.
Well, I guess it is.